Back by popular demand, Lazav the Multifarious versus Najeela the Blade Blossom. This is a keepable hand. We can go into a turn 1 Lightning Greaves and then glimpse the unthinkable on turn 2. That will mill ourselves 10 cards. And we of course want to load up the graveyard as fast as we can. And I think we can go for a tap land off the Flooded Strand. Our opponent's gone down to 6, so hopefully they have a half decent hand here. And we will go for our tap land, which I forget which one the cycle land is. The Fetid Pools is the cycle land. We can go into Mana Crypt, which will take us into Lightning Greaves. And then as soon as we decide to get down Lazav, we can equip it up with the Lightning Greaves. Probably should have waited on the Mana Crypt Lightning Greaves play, actually, now that I think about it. We could have just got down an island next turn, gone for the Glimpse the Unthinkable. And we could have Mana Crypt and Lightning Greaves any time. But we might draw into some kind of 4 mana spell that we want to get into next turn, so maybe it's not a complete waste. And we'll see if we get bolted. Our opponent does know what's in our hand, or knows of the 4 cards that are in our hand. And yeah, okay, we lost the flip on that, so we are going to get bolted. Chrome Mox is some acceleration for us, but I think we just want to keep hold of that. And we'll mill ourselves for 10, see what we get hold of here. Expand out the graveyard. Okay, we get Lab Maniac, which is part of a combo piece, Dark Confidant, and Viscera Seer, and that is it. So really the only thing of relevance in there is Dark Confidant, unless we get into the Lab Maniac combo, which is, what is that? It's Mesmeric Orb and Basalt Monolith. Basalt Monolith is a 3 mana artifact that taps for 3 mana, and you have to pay 3 mana to untap it. And the Mesmeric Orb mills you every time, or it mills everyone each time they untap it permanent, so we can mill ourselves infinitely with the Basalt Monolith. Taps for 3. We use the 3 mana to untap the Basalt Monolith, and we try and draw our last card once we've been milled out with Lab Maniac on the field, and end up winning the game. But we are 2 pieces shy of that at the moment. Our opponent gets down a Decorated Champion. Whenever a warrior enters, put a +1/+1 counter on it, so this is Warrior Tribal by the looks of it. And we won that flip. And going to Training Grounds. That is pretty good. We could, I think we go for Chrome Mox and kill the Consecrated Sphinx, because I don't think we're anywhere close to that yet. So we'll get rid of Consecrated Sphinx, and that will take us into Training Grounds. And then Lazav the Multifarious can come in and become a copy of Dark Confidant, and we'll make sure to get the Lightning Greaves on there. Unless our opponent decides to counter it. They do not. We'll Surveil, see what we get off this. An island can go straight on top, and Lightning Greaves can go onto Lazav the Multifarious, and we can just hold back, I think. Or do we want to get... Actually, yeah, our opponent can just chump that, so no problem there. We can pass over to our opponent, see what they've got. I'll go over Najeela. Once our opponent takes the what is it? When you takes the priority. That's the word I was looking for. And Najeela the Blade Blossom, very good commander. Need to build it for this channel. Actually, it's 3 mana for a 3/2, and whenever it attacks, its controller creates a 1/1 white warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. Actually, it's whenever a warrior attacks. It's not just Najeela. So whenever a warrior attacks, that could be true of your opponent's creatures as well, although your deck actually builds around it. And then for Wooburg, you can untap all attacking creatures. They gain Trample, Lifelink and Haste until the end of the turn, and after this phase there's an additional combat phase, but you can only activate that ability during combat. So a few different combos that you can do with Najeela. And yeah, I think they're going to try and flash in. I think they're going to try and flash in some warriors here. They're trying to get us to block with Lazav, I think. And if they flash in some warriors, they'll be able to put some +1/+1 counters on the decorated champion. So we'll just take 2 here. And luckily our opponent is struggling on red, which is fine with me. And then we can go for Viscera Seer, Lab Maniac or Dark Confidant. We go for the Dark Confidant, which will cost 1 less to activate thanks to the Training Grounds. Oh, and actually I think there's a bug on Training Grounds, because that should have cost 1 and we did it for free. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, because I don't want to cheat throughout the game, so I have to make sure that we don't use anything for free, any abilities for free. We do actually want to pay for them. So we'll have to leave mana floating that would have gone into the ability of Lazav had it have worked properly. And we flip a land off of this, and then yeah, go into Phyrexian Dreadnought, which is, yeah, that's, I think we can cast this and then sacrifice it immediately. So we'll go for the cast. It will go into our graveyard, and then we can swing in with a 12/12 once we turn the Lazav into a 12/12, that is. We'll see if our opponent does have any blockers. No, we will cancel that. That will sacrifice it, gets it into the bin, and we can swing in and see if our opponent has anything for us. They might have some flashy warrior tokens, and doesn't look like they do, so we'll go for turning Lazav into Phyrexian Dreadnought. The Training Grounds can't, or apparently it can on Magic Online, but it shouldn't be able to reduce the costs of abilities to less than 1, which it looks like it is doing currently, so we'll have to just play around that and make sure that we pay what we think we should be paying for that. And our opponent's going to find it difficult to use targeted removal. They might be able to force us to sacrifice things, but at the end of the turn, at the end of our opponent's turn, we'll turn it back into a Dark Confidant for 1 mana. And then, looks like next turn we might be getting a quick win off here with Phyrexian Dreadnought again. Just got a lucky draw there. And we're able to swing in next turn for lethal unless our opponent has an answer. They can leave back the decorated champion, and that would certainly block it. We'd need to get into some kind of evasion, like a flyer or an unblockable of some kind. And they get their red mana, but it does come in tapped, unfortunately. So we're not going to see Najeela until next turn at least. We'll just have to wait and see what our opponent does. So this is Lazav the Multifarious. When it comes in, it surveils 1. So you can put the top card of your library into the graveyard if you want to. That might be of some use for you if you have Phyrexian Dreadnought on top, for instance. And then for X, you can have it become a copy of a creature card in a graveyard for X, where X is the CMC of the creature, except it keeps that ability. So as you can see, for a single mana, we can turn it into a Phyrexian Dreadnought. And let's just see if we can, for 1 mana, actually we could just, yeah, we can just go for Dismember now, can't we? So let's see if our opponent has an answer for Dismember. And then we'll put a stop on our upkeep to draw an additional card with the Dark Confidant if we want to, if we decide we want to do that. Okay, and our opponent is using a swords. Yeah, that won't help them. They are going to die to commander damage. So maybe this is a newer player that doesn't know about commander damage, I'm not sure. We'll go for the 1 mana into Dark Confidant. Draw an extra card just in case our opponent has some kind of answer. I don't think they will, but you never know. and wait for the opponent to pass priority to us. So what Najeela wants to do is really just swing in with lots of warriors and basically go infinite. They can go infinite with things like the Sword of Feast and Famine. There's an enchantment that allows them to... yeah, Demonic Tutor's good. We'll play the land. And we won't go into Phyrexian Dreadnought yet. But yeah, there's a few infinite combos where they can just get infinite battle steps, basically. And just go crazy with Najeela and lots of tokens. But looks like this game is going to be drawn to a close. So we'll go with the Phyrexian Dreadnought. We've just been lucky enough to draw into that. Otherwise this game wouldn't necessarily be done as fast as it is. And knock our opponent down to 24 commander damage and 6 life. And that is the power of Lazav winning on turn 5. There was a little bit of luck involved there, but that is how good this commander is. So you can do that pretty consistently, especially with things like Entomb and Buried Alive. It's a very strong commander, and it's proven a very, very popular commander. That's why I'm uploading some bonus content for you all. As a thank you for all the views and all the thumbs up on Lazav the Multifarious. I'll have to remember to go through in another video actually about how popular that commander is, and in comparison to the other views that I'm getting on the channel, just how popular it is. But as for now, I hope you enjoyed that video of Lazav the Multifarious. A little bit of bonus content for over the weekend to tide you all over. New commander on Monday, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching.